Hey, we're gonna give it another, I would say another minute or two, just so we can have some people hop on. I know I am super excited about the hosts or the guests for tonight, y'all. I am like ecstatic.
I'm excited that y'all having me.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. Look, I know we on Zoom, we on Facebook. Look, y'all need to tap in, because y'all don't want to miss these nuggets. Miss Tonya about to drop some nuggets to y'all. Look, drop in. Hello. It is Wealthy Women Wednesday, y'all. We like to celebrate women in other industries across the U.S. because, you know, somebody may be that person that's looking for some nuggets, some gems, right, of how they can really grow and scale their business. And just to hear from other business owners that have been in the business or the industry for a while. Definitely take some notes, you guys. But I am super excited to have Miss Hollywood Tonya on with us tonight, y'all. I actually met her on the phone the other day, y'all, and she's just a phenomenal person. She's very successful, y'all. She has her own salon. She's a celebrity hairstylist. She's a stylist. She's a traveling stylist. Like when I tell you, sister got to go on. Look, sister got to go.
Thank you.
So without further ado, you guys, I want to bring up Miss Hollywood Tonya. Like I said, she's a phenomenal woman. I'm excited because she's just right up the street from me, y'all. So I'm definitely going to be hitting her up in Dallas so I can sit in her chair and look, get made over all the way, y'all. But definitely give it up to her, Miss Tonya. Like I said, she's from Arkansas. She's now in Dallas, doing some phenomenal things, you all. And I just wanted to bring her on so she can kind of share her story. Not only that, just again, those individuals that may be in the hair industry, and have questions or may not know where to start, or, you may get discouraged or whatever. This is, I want her to come on and just kind of share, ups and downs and her journey through entrepreneurship and being a salon hairstylist or hair owner or hair salon owner, I should say. But just kind of give you all some tips and some games, some knowledge that you can take and move forward with, right? So without further ado, Miss Tonya, are you on, dear?
Yes, ma'am, I'm right here.
Awesome, dear. So again, I'm excited. I know you're excited. When we talked on the phone the other day, I was like, man, I feel like I already know her.
I want to be relatable, man.
Yes, you definitely are. Maybe that's the little countryside of us.
That is.
Yeah. But I wanted you to come on and just kind of share like your journey, like, how you got started doing hair, just your journey, like from start until like now. And then, we'll ask some other questions too.
Ooh, I mean, okay, so I've always knew that I wanted to be a hairstylist since I was a little girl. I used to style my Barbie dolls, play with my Barbie dolls. But, I also knew I wanted to work for myself. So in 2012, I actually went to cosmetology and barbering school. So I have both. And then actually a year later, my business took off quick, like shot off. So 2012, I got my license. 2013, I was traveling the nation doing hair. I've been to almost all states doing hair. I went on tour. I've been flown to Panama to do classes, New York to do classes, California to do classes. Just basically just trying to tap in internationally, pretty much everywhere. So my career shot off really, really fast.
What do you think it was that made your career take off so fast?
I don't think people realize how powerful the mind is. I mean, if you first think it and then you speak it, it's like, it's a go from there. So what made me take off fast is I was like, this has to work. I never have a plan B. I feel like normally if you just have a backup plan, it kind of make you slack on your first plan. So I didn't give myself a plan B or C. I said, this is it. This has to work and it's going to work. So I think that's why I took off so fast. And then I was determined. Every day I was doing something that was related to my business. And a lot of people might not want to do this if you don't have the money, because I didn't have the money when I first started. So sometimes you got to get out there and spend the time when you don't have the money. So what I did was every day, sometime I was on social media, 12 hours a day, or guerrilla marketing on foot, making sure I'm meeting people in person as well, and just spreading the awareness of my brand and what I do. I would post on people's walls. I don't care if it was uncomfortable or intruding. I'm posting on your wall. I don't care. Take me out. You get a discount. Come to me. So I post on people's walls, posting in their inboxes, offering discounts on services, and just posting my pictures every day during peak hours 3 times a day, just making sure I'm putting it in their face.
And that's how you got to do it.
Yep.
Consistency is so key. So yeah, now I see, because you was out there grinding, not just doing hair, but you was out there really promoting yourself and your brand to everybody.
Yes, so everybody. Even me, and believe it or not. Hey, you got a girlfriend, you got a wife? Okay, listen, this will be a good gift to her. Give her this. I will promote to anybody.
Yeah, and now I can see how you took off in a year's time.
Yes.
Definitely. But you know what? Right. But you know what? You said something really key right there. You was like, I had no plan B. You know, no. People, when they step out into entrepreneurship, they don't have a plan B. So they really got to grind it out, right?
Yes.
Or resort back to what they was used to doing, right? So sometimes, you know, the sacrifice is there, lack of sleep, and you, like you said, not having the money. Look, we're going to make it figure out. We're going to figure it out, right? Yeah. So
if I had to eat oodles and noodles every day to save my money, that's what I did.
You are not the first person that I've heard say that, for real. Like, yes, for real. Awesome. So you got started in, you said 2012 doing hair?
Yeah, I graduated. Yeah, I got started in 20. That's when I actually got my license in 2012.
Okay. Now, did you have a salon right then and there, or were you working in somebody else's salon?
Actually, I was working. That was my first and only salon I worked at in 2012. And then the following year, I got my own salon. So I was working at a salon called Fourth Dimensions. And then next year, I ended up venturing off and getting my own.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So can you share with some people that may not know you, kind of how you got your name?
Okay, so I actually gave myself my name. And the reason why I gave myself that name, because since I was a little girl, I always knew I wanted to be popular for something or famous for something. And, you know, of course, when it comes to glitz and glams and fame, people always think of Hollywood. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna just put Hollywood in front of my name and it'll be Hollywood Tonya. So I could just go from there, basically.
Yes, it's perfect. Look,
yeah.
It's perfect because it really is, because at the end of the day, now look, you've been doing celebrities' hair, right? You know, people they know you. For those that may not have known you, now they know you because of the name, the marketing, all of that, because you branded yourself so well that people are starting to gravitate towards you, and that's super dope.
Yes, and I branded everything complete. Even to this day, I still brand everything by myself. Market everything by myself, do everything by myself, because I just feel like sometimes other people can't see the vision that you see, or it might not go as hard in your business as you would. So sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice and stick it out and do it on your own most of the time, especially if you want certain type of books.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. I think I've had that happen a few times where, you know, you have the vision, but then when you send that vision to somebody else and it don't come back looking right, it's like, nah, let me just do it on my own.
Let me do it on my own. Right. So, I mean, that's why I like to market and do things a certain way. I'm very particular when it comes to that.
Awesome. So what, you know, I know that you do a lot of wigs and stuff like that. Do you do any like short hair, natural hair, or is it mainly?
Believe it or not, I don't even really consider myself a hairstylist. I consider myself an artist because I know how to draw and things like that. So it's really nothing that I can't do. And that's why I went and got my barber's and cosmetology license. So I do short hair, real hair. long hair, short hair, weaves, relaxers, I texturize hair, anything that you can think of, I pretty much do. Any race that you can think of, I pretty much do. I mean, when it comes to hair, it's an art for me, so nothing is off limits. I don't really consider myself having a specialty.
That even makes it even better.
Yes, because I feel like I also told myself is if you do everything and you know everything, you will never lose out on money. I don't want somebody to come in with short hair and I say, oh, I gotta send you to someone else because I can't do it. Now, come on, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah. And I think sometimes with hairstylists, they get comfortable with doing just the, I don't want to say bare minimum, but they don't really take the initiative to learn something new, to grow as a stylist. So yeah, that's very, very important that you know basically how to do it all. It's a one-stop shop. Like for myself, I have a barber. I've got somebody that does my quick weaves. I got somebody that do my wig. Like I got all of these people, but literally you the person you the go-to. One-stop shop.
Yes. I mean, that's how you really get there fast anyway, I feel like too as well, because that's where you can target everyone. You're not just stuck to one style or one type of person that's coming to you. Anybody can literally come to you.
Yeah. And then of course you got to stay up with what's the latest, you know, you can't keep doing the same style. Look, I'm gonna ask you this. When's the last time you did a jerry curl?
Oh my God. Oh my God. The last time I did a jerry curl was in school and I hated jerry curls simply because of the smell. Jerry curls stink so bad. I just can't deal with the smell, but that's the last time I did a jerry curl. Now I can give you a perm rod set without the juice. Now I'll do that for you, but I can't stand the smell of that juice.
Right. Right. Yeah. Awesome. So I want to kind of talk like just kind of giving people some insight of the journey and what it takes to really get to where you are. Because I think sometimes, you know, even myself, I've talked to individuals that are in the hair industry and they're still kind of stagnant. But kind of let us in on like how your journey started. Of course, you know, what it felt like to hit your first 6 figures. And then just kind of tell people like, as an entrepreneur, and you know, for those that may not be entrepreneurs or that are, like it's a lot of hard work. It's dedication, sacrifice out of that. So kind of tell like your journey, ups and downs, you know, so that people can understand and hear from you.
Okay, so basically what I've learned in my journey over the years is, of course, the common things is, of course, stay dedicated, have consistency. And then another thing I realize with people is if the first thing goes wrong or something doesn't go that way, they try to quit. Don't ever quit. I don't care if you have $0 days for 30 days, still stay at that because the next day could be the day that you hit, you know? So I think people need and then a lot of people don't like to sacrifice. What people don't realize in this industry, any industry, when you're really working hard and trying to get to the top, is the sacrifices you have to make. You miss out on things with your kids. You miss out on things with your family. Your love life sometimes sacrifices because of that. So, you know, it just depends on what are you willing to lose in order to gain most of the time. And if you know, if you weigh your option or weigh your lesser evils, then you can go from there because you have to choose a hard, and anything is hard. Being broke is hard, being rich is hard, being poor, being successful is hard, being unsuccessful is hard. So it's almost like choose your hard, but basically how can I put it? Oh my God, because the journey is wild. I just want people to
hang on.
Realize how much discipline. Hello?
You back. I can hear you now.
Yes. I don't think people realize how important discipline is as well. You have to be very, very disciplined when you're trying to do things. So those are all the key things that will sacrifice, discipline, determination, and hard work all plays a part into the journey. And investment. So a lot of people don't realize you have to invest into yourself too. You can't think that you can do something and not spend any money. And then also too, marketing. Marketing is the top thing for me. The best marketing, in my opinion, always wins. you can have a good product, you can be the best at what you do, but if nobody knows you, it doesn't matter. So marketing to me is the top thing. That's how you get known nationally, internationally, everywhere. So marketing, sacrificing, and consistency are my top 3 things that you have to do. And then also, when I made my first 6 figures and when my page started going up and I started getting a lot of numbers, I can't explain. I haven't had that feeling till this day. I mean, it felt like, it was like, how can I call it? I can't call it a high because I don't get high, so I don't know. But it just felt like just a rush, if you want to put it like that. You know, I made my first 6 figures. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? People know me all over the world. Whoa, you know, it was just a rush. And then it kind of made me feel like, okay, if I can do this, I can do anything.
That's true. That is so true. It's almost like when you hit that first 6, it's like, okay, I made it. You know,
I made it, but now right. I want more.
And that's the thing too, because you get that rush and that adrenaline. Okay, if it took me this to get to here, what else can I do?
Right.
Yes, definitely. So tell us about, I know you do hair. What else do you have in your list, your bucket list that you're doing?
Okay, so I love hair. Hair is my passion, is my heart. Oh, and that's another thing I always want to tell people. I don't think they realize how important this is too, is do something that you love to do. Do something that you're passionate about. Because actually, I feel like when you're passionate about something, people can feel that. They can sense that, almost like fear. You can sense fear, you can sense passion, and that draws people to you as well. So anything you do, make sure you have a love for it, because there's no ending on climbing up when you love something. So that's another thing I forgot to mention earlier. But I forgot the question that you asked me, but I had thought of it and had to throw that in there.
No, and it's so key, because I know when we talked the other day, like you can tell when somebody's passionate about something because they love talking about it.
Yes.
Like, when you start talking about something that you love, it's like nonstop, you know?
Nonstop, yeah.
Yeah, so when you know that you are really passionate about what you do, and that's in the industry, and you're continuously talking about it and helping more and more people, other people start to see that. They really do. And like you said, the marketing, go ahead.
Yes, I'm glad you had brought something else up too. Not only when you do something, I always tell people with the marketing as well, you can't just keep trying to sell things to people as well. I feel like you hit that next level when you reach back out and help people, show people things. Don't always try to get on social media and sell. You have to help people, show people things, and then give them an insight of your life. You know what I'm saying? Your lifestyle, your personality, things like that. People want to feel like they can relate to you, that they're comfortable with you. And, you know, if you can do it, I can do it too, type of thing. So I always want to say, it's just not trying to sell people things. It's just, like I said, helping people, reaching back out, being relatable, selling a lifestyle, all of that.
Mm-hmm. And you definitely have to your presence, because once you do get to that next level, like things change. You know, they really do change. Now you know you've got the finances and the resources to kind of, you know, well, let me go ahead and buy this, and let me, like, it's really a lifestyle change. But at the end of the day, people have seen your journey, so you're not going to say the same person that you was in 2022 or 2012. Right. So people see that lifestyle change. And even for myself, you know, people that have been following me for the past 4.5, 5 years, you know, and it's so nice to hear somebody say, I've seen you grow.
Right.
Yeah. Especially, like I said, us coming from a small town and now in a big city, you know.
Right.
Definitely. Awesome. So I know that you, again, I think this is where I was going, you know, with you having the hair business and everything, can you kind of, again, and I know this is something I had asked you the other day, was that, you know, with the hair, like, tell people exactly what you're offering, not just come sit in my chair. Like, I got a whole slew of stuff.
Oh, yes. To me, The biggest thing with hairstylists is also offering an experience. I want people to have an experience when they sit in my chair. I want you to listen to soft music, serve you wine, you know, things like that. And then also, not only do I offer wigs and extensions, you know, I also specialize in alopecia, hair loss, things like that. I sell products like hair growth oil, you know, things to manage your wig. And then I also do digital products as well. And actually, digital products these days is really where my lump sum of money is. So sometimes, you know, you can't do the same old things when you hit another plateau, another level. You have to do things new. So digital products is what I'm doing as well right now.
Okay. What type of digital products do you have?
I actually have 6 classes online people can order from. And if you really want to know how to do everything, that's pretty much, if you order each class, you pretty much know how to do everything.
Digital courses.
Yeah, and my next class I'm going to do is a business and marketing class. That's a digital product as well. I'm just going to keep coming out with different digital products because people, what I'm learning is people like to learn and people like to grow too. So that's a good way to shift from being behind a chair as well.
Yeah, what you have going on right now with the digital products is so key because I think a lot of that has shifted since 2020 from the pandemic. That people started thinking, okay, how can I still serve the people? But now digital products is really, really huge because again, you can still teach somebody, but it's just digitally, right? And then I like the fact that you are now expanding to business and marketing because anybody that's starting in any business, a lot of that is marketing, promoting, and all that. And a lot of people don't understand it or know how to do it. So you adding that course, that's going to be a game changer for a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people. Yeah, definitely. Do you remember your first celebrity that you did hair?
Yes. And it actually was New York because it was so long ago. It was like 2013 and it was New York. I love New York. And she's cool. She's actually not over the top like people think she is on TV, but that was my first celebrity.
Now, was this when she was on the show with
No, this is actually when she ended up having her own spinoff. She ended up getting her own show at this point in time.
Okay, awesome. Now, how did that connection happen?
Instagram, believe it or not. What people don't realize and what I'm starting to notice is Instagram is where I get literally all my celebrity clientele, but Facebook is where I make most of my money, believe it or not. So Instagram, you know, every celebrity I've ever had has always came from Instagram. If they didn't come from Instagram, they was either coming in town in Little Rock, Arkansas, and they know to come to my salon, or I also had a deal worked out with promoters where if they bring any female artists or anybody that's big, that's a female, I worked out a deal with them to where they have to come to my shop as well.
Man, look, y'all, if y'all not taking nuggets and notes, please do.
I'm going to contract with our promoters, make sure they come here first.
Exactly. And that's how you make those connections, you know? I'm just floored right now because y'all, she said promoting, or not promoting, but, you know, connecting with promoters. That's how, when you connect with them promoters, they gon', yeah, I got the plug to, you know, such and such or whatever. But yeah, Instagram, I think Instagram, as far as celebrities, is where they tend to migrate more than Facebook.
Yes.
So yeah, so if you can promote your other services, your digital products and stuff on Facebook, you already know this is where I'm gonna make this money, right? Now, if you try to do it on Instagram and see, oh, it's a little bit slow, stick to Facebook. Right. The celebrities and all of them that, you know, coming from Instagram, you just gotta know, you gotta find, it's almost like a trial and error.
Yes, that's true. And then another thing I tell people as well, every platform isn't for everyone. Facebook might be your most popular platform. Stay there and engage with your people there. Instagram might be another person's platform. Stay there and engage with people there. TikTok. So you just have to find your niche on each platform and see which one works the best for you or how it works for you in different ways and work it that way, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, because I've had to switch. I know when my business, like it started taking off on Instagram and then it kind of died off. And so I was like, okay, let me try Facebook. And then Facebook has been popping ever since. Now Instagram is kind of like, but yeah. You just got to find out which market is really going to hit for you and then just stick with it. So yeah, and I like the piece that you had mentioned about showing your true lifestyle. Like, and it may not be, a day of just being classy and dialed up. Like it could be just because I've seen that one video. I just was dying. But being your true, honest, authentic self, that's how people gravitate towards you. And, and I always tell people want to know you for one, they want to like you, and then they're going to trust you. And when you have all three of those in place, they're going to buy anything from you. I don't care if you're selling a pair of socks.
Yeah. Because you have to build a rapport with the people. They got to know that you're, after a while, people feel like after they watch you, they're going to respect you. They're going to trust you. And you're just going to build that trust with your fan base to where, okay, I know if I purchase from her, it's going to be this way. And I know she's going to come through with her product, so you have to gain the trust and respect of others in order to be successful as well.
Yeah. And then not only that too, once they continuously come back to you, guess what? They're going, oh, you need to go see Hollywood. You need to go see Hollywood. Like, yeah. That referral base is definitely key too.
Yes, definitely key. I just feel like social media is good for more of a reach. But if you're at home, I actually feel like personally reaching out to people personally, which is like guerrilla marketing, is good as well. You know what I'm saying? Guerrilla marketing is where, of course, you go out and, cards, I'm not going to lie, cards are still a thing, but they're kind of getting outdated as well. But it's a thing that you can buy now where you can put it up to somebody's phone and it'll pull up all your social media and they can follow you there right then and there. So you can get out, as long as you have a good personality, you shake hands with people and leave an impression, people will never forget you. So I always like to make sure I introduce myself in person as well.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So you've been in Dallas since you got there in March?
Yes, ma'am. March. Yeah.
So from March until now, like when you first got to Dallas in March and getting business up and running and stuff, like did it initially take off or was it kind of slow at first? Or did people know you in the Dallas area?
They love me in Dallas. I'm never going back home. But yeah, no, it actually wasn't slow and it wasn't a hard transition for me at all. Like I said, before then I was touring, so I had loyal clients that would drive to Arkansas from Dallas already anyway, or when I toured, they would always book with me and I still have them same clients to this day, believe it or not.
Wow. And I know they was like, man, when they found out you was coming to Dallas, they was like, what?
I'm finally glad you're here. Yeah, so they loved it.
Awesome. Do you know, or can you remember, what's the furthest somebody has either driven, flown to come and sit in your chair?
Germany, yep. It was actually, she was an opera singer, believe it or not. And I wish I could have remembered that woman's name, but she told me she had an accent. She told me she flew in for Germany and she actually had to perform for an opera. She was some type of opera singer and she ended up flying right back. And I've actually had people fly in from Canada as well to get their hair done. And I've actually been flown to Alaska to do hair as well.
So how did the lady from Germany find you? Or was it just kind of like she was in the area and was asking, or like?
No, she said she literally seen me on social media, found out where I was, booked her ticket and came over. Yep. Believe it or not, people would travel near and far and they don't play about their hair. Hair is a serious thing to people.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I mean, that's phenomenal. That speaks volumes right there. Like that should tell you what type of person you are and what type of following you have to where somebody's literally going to book a trip from across seas to sit in your chair.
Yes, I'll never forget it neither. I'll never forget. I said, where did you go? She said, I flew in for Germany just to get my hair done by you. I said, you didn't come here. You don't have no family here. You don't know nobody else. I was just trying to see why you were here. She said, no, I literally flew from Germany to get my hair done by you and I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow.
And this was when you was in Arkansas?
Yep, this is when I was in Arkansas. Yep.
Wow. Man, that's bananas.
Oh.
Wow. That's awesome, Tonya. That is amazing. Amazing. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Yes. So what's next up for Tonya?
Oh, I'm so excited about my next venture. But of course I'm gonna still be online because I ain't gonna lie, online is a thing to me. I love being online, honestly. It gives me the freedom that I want as well. I can move at my own pace instead of being stationed behind a chair and sitting at that, sitting at a salon for so many hours. I have freedom being online. So I'm gonna forever sell wigs, digital classes, and bundles online. But the money that I'm making from here, I'm actually finna get into real estate, which I've already brought 2 properties that I have to gut out and remodel and things like that. But that's my next business venture.
Awesome. Are you doing that in Dallas?
No, actually, my 2 properties are in Arkansas.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh! Look, y'all. Look. She's still gonna give y'all some hair products and courses and stuff, but she's finna turn into real estate too. That's amazing because I'm telling y'all, real estate is where it's at too, y'all. I ain't gonna be biased because I'm a realtor, but that's amazing because again, you got to have multiple streams of income. But think about what's really out there that I can really benefit and profit from and help other people. At the end of the day, we have to service and help a lot of people. So, tap in.
Give away things. Make sure, like you said. So, like, you can't be selfish on your way up. I feel like too. You just can't.
That's true. Help those, help those that are needing help. Any knowledge that I get, I'm willing to share it with other people because it doesn't make sense for me to just keep it to myself. That you don't get your blessing that way.
You don't, and I can't. Keeping it to myself is not going to make me reach more people. So I can only make so much money and get so many people. Who's going to shop with me who's going to shop with me. I'm not, by me being holding in this knowledge is not going to make me take over the world. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, people should understand it as well.
Right. Couple more questions for you. So let's go back to celebrities because I'm just like, I feel like I am talking to a celebrity hairstylist. But who out of the celebrities that you've had, who that reached out to you or that you reached out to, like kind of shocked you the most or, because sometimes, think, if I was a stylist and I'd be like, ooh, if I could get, such and such in my chair or such and such in my chair, like I feel like I've made it.
You know what's weird? I don't really think that. It's just more so, I feel like any celebrity is good to me. You know what I'm saying? So only person that I want to get in my chair and this is my dream is Rihanna. I would love to do Rihanna's hair. But all the celebrities I've done now, they're human just like us. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So all celebrities, I'm just grateful to have any celebrities sit in my chair.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, could you imagine Riri in your chair? Like,
I would faint. I love her so much.
It's gonna happen. It is definitely gonna happen. Manifestation is definitely really good. You just spoken to everybody that's watching, so she coming.
I hope so.
She's definitely coming. Yes, awesome. So, is there anything? And I know I kind of asked you this yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Anybody that's getting into the hair industry and they want to really get into the wigs or the bundles and stuff, what information or what knowledge would you share with them as far as vendors, how to get started in that particular field of wigs and stuff like that?
Well, the first thing for us, the vendor wise, now if you can trust someone and have a reliable person, the easy shortcut is buy a vendor from them, pay them for that information. Because it was a trial and error for me. It took me at least 2 or 3 years to find a vendor up to my standard of what I liked. And that was a lot of money that I dished out that I would never get back. I'm testing out hair, I'm wearing hair, I'm bleaching hair, I'm combing hair, I'm curling hair. And it was like, it took me, like I said, 2 or 3 years to even find that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all, when I tell y'all she's got some beautiful hair, and before we get off this Zoom, I'm gonna have her share her information.
And another thing for stylists too, don't get discouraged because the market is starting to be a little saturated. But the thing is, originality is key. whatever you do, be your original self. People will gravitate to things that they haven't seen or heard before. If you're coming up with something new, just be original and be innovative. You know what I'm saying? And the people will come to you and have good skill, and the people will flock to you anyway.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. And I think the products that you offer is key too, just because me thinking like when I get my hair done and I'm like, okay, I got a scarf and all that, but then I'm like, okay, I need the other stuff to go along with the hair, the sprays and the all the tools, because again, the next day or the following day, we sleep pretty for at least a good day. And then after that, it's like, but I think that is good that you're offering those other products just to keep the hair longer, keep it maintained, And,
I was saying, for other people, like if you're going to spend this type of money on hair, I'm going to make sure I offer things to you to keep it up because it's an investment. So, another thing too is clients appreciate things like that as well. Just make sure you care for the people. Not only have a passion for what you do, have a passion for the people as well. And then they will keep spending money with you and keep coming back to you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trust me, when I first started wearing wigs, and then they were like, one of my the hairstylist, she was like, oh, you can bring it back, I'll wash it and this and that. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Didn't know. So, I'm definitely getting schooled on the wig game and stuff, but thinking about wigs from way back in the day to where they have transformed to now, it's a game changer.
It's crazy. Yes.
It is a game changer. So, other than that, do you have anything else that you want to provide as far as, business tips, being an entrepreneur, anything for anybody?
Yeah, one thing that I wish that they did teach us in school is financial literacy. Financial literacy is more important than people think, because as an entrepreneur, you're not getting your money at a consistent basis. You're not getting a consistent dollar amount or anything. So you got to make sure that you are managing your money right, you're doing your taxes right, you're investing correctly and things like that. Because what good is being the best if you don't have nothing to show for it? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like financial literacy is also a must, and investments is also a must as well, because you can only do so much in the service industry to where you can't do no more. You can only stand up so long. You can only work so long. So you have to learn how to make passive income. You got to learn how to invest. You got to learn how to venture off. You got to learn how to save your money and things like that. And people don't realize, being an entrepreneur in certain fields, you don't have health insurance. You don't have life insurance is given to you. You have to pay for everything out of the pocket, literally, that you do. So financial literacy is very, very, very important.
I'm so glad that you touched on that. Because that's actually how I started my journey to where I am today. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I definitely. And especially for somebody like you that wants to have their own salon and just really be, that person that everybody knows. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to save. You're going to have to get that credit right, get that business credit right, all of that.
Yeah, all of that matters. People don't realize that. And then also, too, if you're not able to make that money fast enough, at least if you have your paperwork in order, you can get that capital as well. So like, all of that is important. And they don't teach you that as an entrepreneur. So if you have spare time, read books, study, things like that. It's so much free information out here, and it's crazy how little information can change your life. So that should be at the top of the list as well.
I think so too. Yes, I know I preached about it, especially in schools. If we're not getting taught at home, we got to at least get it in the school system.
Yes, and they don't have it in the school system neither. So that's another thing that I might also teach as a digital product is financial literacy, gaining capital, business credit, personal credit, taxes, and things like that.
Awesome. Look, we got the plug.
Yeah.
Look, we got the plug for sure. Oh my gosh. Well, Ms. Tonya, I'm gonna say this. It has been a pleasure, again, speaking to you on the phone and then seeing you over Zoom. I personally will be in Dallas to come sit in your chair, and I cannot wait. Let me tell you, I cannot wait. Yes. But before we go ahead and drop in the either in the chat or just on the Zoom, like how people can reach out to you on what platforms, where you're located, all of that, so people can come sit in your chair.
Now, I'm not good at this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do Zoom meetings, so I'm gonna just tell it to everybody. But my website is www.hollywoodshair.com. All my social platforms, and that's another thing, that's just part of market too. All my social platforms are the same. So if you go on Instagram and type up Hollywood Tonya, I'm gonna pop up. Facebook, Hollywood Tonya, I'm gonna pop up. I keep everything consistent. The color's the same, the name the same, and everything. So if you just type in Hollywood Tonya, I should pop up. Even on Google, I should pop up.
Awesome. Y'all, if y'all are in the Dallas area, please go sit in her chair. Please go sit in her chair. If y'all know some celebrities that need their hair done, look, send them to your girl right here. Yes, send them to Miss Tonya. Any last words, Tonya, for anybody?
My last coming, because these days and times hard. So my last words to anybody is, if you got your mind set on something and you feel it, your gut never lies to you. And you feel it, you have to run with it. I think that's a sign or something within you telling you that you must do it. Never ignore your intuition, never ignore your gut feeling. If something's telling you to go, do it, because that could be a life changer for you. I realized that as well with everything that I do. If I got that gut feeling and I run with it, I take off. So just make sure you follow your gut and never give up.
Awesome. Y'all give it up for Miss Hollywood Tonya. I am super excited, y'all. Again, it is Wealthy Women Wednesday. And we're not talking about just wealth and finance. We're talking about spiritually, mentally, emotionally, because all of that plays a factor, y'all. So again, it is Wealthy Women Wednesday, and I am super excited that we have had this young lady on tonight, and I'm excited because I'm definitely gonna be sitting in her chair. But y'all reach out to her, Hollywood Tonya. You can find her on all platforms. Y'all give it up for Miss Tonya. Again, Tonya, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am super excited, and I appreciate you so much, dear, and much continued success your way.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right, awesome, guys. All right, y'all, that is it for Wealthy Women Wednesday. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, bye.
Bye.